bit random with me because I'm not really one for social media, like YouTube or Instagram, posting about my trading. I do have a small trading account on Instagram, but I'm anything but consistent. But I thought, since I have such a high interest in trading, why not record a YouTube video? I don't know, the 5 people that might watch it might take something away from it, but it's mainly just for me to test my ability to explain seemingly complicated concepts to an audience that might not understand it to the depth I do. Not to say that I'm the all-knowing, but it's good if you can explain something simply and in a complicated version. It kind of proves that you have a good understanding of it. So I'm on NQ here, and just a bit of background. I have just started trading futures. It's been about a month and a half, I'd say, and I've come from a forex background. So I was trading FX like Euro USD, GBP USD. I say I spent about 2 years learning, and then at a max 3 months of fully locked in trading day in, day out. Some days I clicked with it, some days I didn't. In the end, I really don't think Forex was for me. I don't think I had the patience. I know that sounds bad, but when you wait 4 to 3 hours for a setup, maybe to play out with all your confluences, good price action, good volume, and it still doesn't, hit your POI, your area of interest, doesn't give good confirmation afterwards, becomes choppy, after you enter. It really wasn't for me. I was starting to fall out of love with it, which is actually why I quit trading for a few months. And I kept saying, yeah, it's because of university work, it's because of actual making money work, part-time jobs. But the truth was I really just wasn't clicking with Forex trading anymore, which is when a really good friend of mine, a great trader, my mentor actually, who taught me Forex in the first place, made me aware of futures. So what I did then? So, I think he could sense that I was probably quite bored of Forex, and essentially just said, hey, I'm trading futures now more and more. Good volume, good price action, plenty of money to be made if you lock in, essentially. So I gave it a look, and I loved it. I mean, this past month and a half hasn't been a single boring day. Actually, it's gone quite my way. I am now a funded trader with Alpha Futures. I am expected, if the next 3 winning days go to a plan, I'm going to get the max payout. Built a good buffer on my account, which is excellent. I couldn't ask for more. I really, buying this account, thought it was going to be a dud. I'm just going to get used to the formalities of futures. I'm going to make a bunch of mistakes, and that's not how it went. I made a few mistakes. But the account, I did not blow it in the end. I actually passed it. I passed the evaluation in about four trades. One great trade, which was maybe 1.5 contracts, went my way. 120 points past the account. Well, almost. I was within like $100. Then I started gambling the rest of the way. But it's good to say these things out loud, because even the traders you see on YouTube that have it all figured out, they are not robots. They have a winning system. They've got good psychology, but they do crash out. They do gamble. They do revenge trade. Right? Whether they're honest about it or not is up to them. But I'm fairly new to this. I see no point in lying. I crash out all the time. Not anymore. After you taste what it's like to have a winning system that's solely reliant on you keeping your head cool, makes you realize it's either you calm down or you're never going to make it. And I'd rather not make any money on a day than lose. Going break even on a day, there is nothing wrong with that. Like, nothing. That's what Forex taught me that was good. You might go a whole week without winning. Okay. You didn't go losing either. You just break even. That is great. That is much better than trading, losing, revenge trading, losing more, than hitting your daily loss limit before you know your account's blown. You've just spent $100, $200. I think I spent about £230, which is $320. Don't quote me on that. On a 50k with FTMO, and I crashed out and I lost it. Anyway, Forex days behind me. Let's get into the video. How do I trade futures? How would I have traded today? How I would have traded today. So let's take a look at this. Today was not like any other day I've ever seen. I believe there was a tweet from someone, I want to say Trump, but I don't 100% know. 839 point candle on the 15-minute. Okay, that is an absurd amount of volume just from one tweet. When you see something like that, you need to be wary. You know, you have no idea how the session is going to be. I anticipated big move, NY is going to be a bit dry. Was it dry? From the swing high to the swing low, when it really started to move. 378 points isn't the worst day. Can't complain. I still traded it because I liked what I saw. The trade I'm about to show you, for example, is not one I took, but in fact the best one I think for the scenario. Because I don't want to show you guys a mid trade. You know, I won for the day. I got my winning day. I made like $280. But I want to show you what the best trade would have been. So we need context. So let's go to the hourly. On the hourly, we have swept a big low. Okay. When you sweep these big lows in the high time frame, you expect a retracement. This is not the best example because this is also a retracement plus a tweet. It's not really how it usually goes. It's more like this. Let's say you take this high. Didn't even take that high. We took this high. Okay, just about. And we retraced in a more orderly fashion than whatever that was. So, context. Zoom out a bit. Okay, NQ's ranging. Okay, it's ranging. It doesn't know what it doesn't know what it wants to do. On the daily, we've kind of been in the same range until this break happened. But more or less, we break below this major low, and then I'm probably going to look for some kind of point of interest. You know, although this candle is absurd, it could lead us to somewhere to tell me we're going bullish. Okay, I mean bearish. All right, excellent. Fair value gap on the 2 hour. What do we have inside the fair value gap? One high, two high. Great liquidity inside the fair value gap for us to push lower. And it is, I don't actually have the fib on me, but I'd say it's about, you know, 40%, 30% of the down push. You know, we are premium enough to now sell off, given the context of this absurd move. When I see something like a big move like that, I want it to get filled. You know, fair value gaps are very strong in futures. They get respected, they get filled. To me, the price needs to rebalance itself. So we have this low, retracement, and a point to keep pushing down from. And I'll drop to the 15. Okay. The trade I'm going to show today. Okay, 3 o'clock. So I'm pretty sure that's called 10 a.m. open for the guys in the US. So the new hourly candle. So I'm going to drop to the hourly, in fact. Is that the hourly? That is the hourly. Okay. So to me, we tap into the fair value gap. Huge rejection. Okay. I'm not going to mark that as a rejection block. It's just not how I would use it. What I'm going to do is probably drop down to the 15. Back again. So 1. You know what? No, that would be good. This here rejection block. Now you've got to see what price does inside it. So you drop to the 1 minute. It's all about high time frame context. High time frame context. High time frame points of interest. Lower time frame points of interest. Very low time frame entries. So I usually wait for the 10 a.m. open because in between market open, so 2:30 here, and that open, it is a bunch of rubbish. You can scalp and get wins. More time with price action like this, it's going to lead to losses and revenge trading. So I wait for the 10 a.m. open. We know we want it to go lower. I'm bearish on the day. So what do we need for price to start moving how we want it to? A sweep. Okay, we've got a sweep there. Okay. We've accumulated a bunch of highs within the zone. We swept. Okay, people are happy. Yeah, we're going to sell off. They get caught in the NY open chop, I call it, just the choppiness of that first 30 minutes. Reswept, bunch of liquidity, great fuel. So how do I go from this to banging the trade? Okay, you've been patient enough to wait for the sweep. That is the first huge step. Then we have an order block on the 1 minute. But see, this is aggressive. I trade aggressively. You know, this might be far too aggressive for some of you. It works for me. I seem to bang pretty decent trades with it. I also have my fair share of losses, but it just happens. But when I catch my win, it's a great win because my RR is so low. High, not low. Okay, my chart actually wants to move. Okay, so I drop down to the 15-second. So what I like here is we have our big old wick. Okay, now I could now mark just the wick as a rejection block and wait for price to come up, but when we are so premium in the range, we've swept so much, I just expect us to fly. So I don't want to wait around, and if I did wait around, nothing would have happened. So we come up, we push down. Okay, what do we leave in the push? In also forming an order block, which is a very green flag. Leave an imbalance. Okay, this is my point of interest for low time frame entry on the 15-second. Fair value gap. What happens to the fair value gap? Yeah. Price opened, highest it went, lowest it went. Okay. Next candle, highest it went, lowest it went, where it closed. This candle, to me, is a great entry confluence. That's our rejection. Okay. So after this candle closes, I'm going to be a bit more conservative and actually put the stop loss to the high of the fair value gap. You could be even smarter. Put it to the high of the candle body. Even smarter. Put it to the wick of the candle body. Aggressive trading, great results when done right. This could have easily blown up in my face. High volatility day. You know, maybe I shouldn't have done. Well, I didn't take this trade. I wish I did, but it would have probably messed up my consistency. So yeah, to me that is valid. Okay. Broke that low. Fair value gap formed with our sweep and high time from narrative. So candle body. You know what? I will go into replay mode and actually show you exactly how I would have done this if it wants to let me. No, I want to start a new one. It's going to let me select a candle. There we go. All right. Our 10 AM open sweeps. Here. Push down. Fair value gap. Minuscule push to nowhere. Huge rejection. Okay. Now, am I entering off the rejection blocks formed or when price taps the rejection block? There's two ways of thinking about this. I maybe should have in this case, but I think honestly I wouldn't have. With the bearish sentiment and given everything, this candle could have rejected and just flown and never tapped back into the wick. You would never been in. But I would like for a candle to come back up inside and either reject again or just close the body. Just be there. I want it to re-tap my zone. So then, don't take too much note of the numbers. I haven't sorted out like amounts. I would have put it at the fair value gap. Okay, 660 risk. That's probably not how much I would risk. And then honest TP. With so much low resistance liquidity, let's say you're on like an advanced account with no consistency. You can take a huge payout. You want to be making big moves. So 5K on the day would have been excellent. So much. I probably would have taken that low and 5K'd it for the day. And you know, the rest is kind of history. You know, if I just skip forward. Little retracement back up. And banks. Okay, great. Is that it? No. There's some other thinking that goes into it. And I'll go back to the 15-second. The next thing Okay, going break even in your trades, learning how to do that properly is, you know, game changing. If I can get out of replay mode, I hate that watermark. What on earth is it put me? Oh my god. Trading View does not want me to teach. Okay. Seems like I'm around this right range now. It's been doing this all day. I've had to just swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe. All right. Now, you've got your entry. All your confluences are lined up. Your trade idea is panning out or not panning out. This is why this next step's important. So, going break even. Sort of ended. Stops at the fair value gap. That's ridiculous. A 6-point stop loss is absolutely ridiculous. Let's just forget how far down the take profit goes. Who gives a fuck? Okay. Break even for me. Going break even when price takes the first point of liquidity. Why is that important? Because once price takes the first point of liquidity, it can then fuel itself to reverse back up. This for me here, this low, I'd say is pretty acceptable. Maybe I'd actually put it here. You know, going BE that early, you know, like if I went here, okay, now my break even's here. Price would need to go what, like 5-6 points to take me out. You know, don't have this fear when trading of break even early exits. I've messed myself up so many times doing that, and it's honestly the most regrettable thing. I hated it because I'm in a trade, it's running 30, 40, 50%, and I see a slight pump back up. You know, maybe it's hit fair value gap or an order block. Okay, my trade idea is still A plus. All my confluences, premium discount, everything's panning out. Great entry like model. And just out of fear of maybe losing or going break even, I'm early exiting my position. Let your trades pan out. You know, if you lose, it was a good loss. Who cares? Let it pan out. So there's my break even point. After this, I'm risk free. Now the second thing for me, maybe go on the 30-second. Put me half a year forward in time. Thanks very much. See what zones price is leaving you. Okay? See what's leaving you. Fair value gaps, order blocks. Because if these points of interest form in your leg with your trade idea being correct, you don't expect price to blow above that and invalidate it. You expect to respect it and keep pushing down. Keep having that volume. So for me, no, it's a good rejection block there. Not really a rejection block. There's a good rejection there, but still nothing. Maybe the 15-second will give a bit more clarity. I was just on it, I'm not sure why I panned off. Okay, where honestly would I have put my trading profit? Honestly, I would have put my trading profit here. Form the fair value gap. We don't expect the fair value gap to get blown beneath, below, above. Jesus Christ. No, it is a bit annoying. We've got these highs, and NQ does like to pump liquidity. You know, just take it out within fair value gaps, and it could have very well wicked me, but given how well we're moving, I'd be pretty confident of that being a trailing profit. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to get replay mode back up, but if that is, where was our 5K? If our 5K is down here, right, this would have been like 1/5, 1/6 of the move. So you would have trailing, you know, you lose the trade, as in your trading profit gets taken, you still win on the day. That's still an $800 winning day to a K. So you lose, you still win. That's why BE and trading profit is a great thing. You know, minimize disappointment, minimize psychological breakdown. For me, especially, because you know, I lose, I win. What's the issue? Like, even if I lose and I still make $800 and it's a winning day, I don't think I'd complain in the slightest. And I think I'd even be more confident going into future trades, knowing I've practiced this and I have it on lock. So yeah, that's more or less my strategy. Higher time frame narrative. My points of interest. differ. Like, I don't have a set thing. It can be an order block, a rejection block, a fair value gap. I'll show you a few examples of where I've used fair value gaps. If I hop on the 15, I'm sure I'll find one from the previous day or the previous few days. This is a great one. All right. I think I'm going to go into replay mode for this. Start new. Actually depends on the timing. Yeah, no, I really like that. Okay. We are now on Friday the 20th at 10:30. 15-minute continuations for me are a very strong thing. I really like them. So I'm going to mark out the fair value gap. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but there's two. Why don't you mark both? If we want to sell, we want to sell in a premium or more premium. Okay, price could very well go there and tap it and shoot down, but I'd like to sell off from here because I'd be more confident that it's not going to get reswept to sell from a more premium area. So I'd mark that 15-minute. We've just taken some lows. I'm expecting a retracement. Higher time frame zones pushing us down. Big rejection from the previous day, some kind of area down there. So how would I have traded this? Price comes and taps us in at 115. Okay, so I'm going to drop to the 1 minute. Let's probably go back a bit. You know what? It's only fair I don't get to see what happens. So you guys, the one or two watching, can see that I'm not a freaking fraud. Okay. So we've eventually trailed and aggressively pumped towards the fair value gap. And, you know, my bias is that we're going to short and continue to take whatever lows there are to take back in time. I'm not going to scroll all the way back. But yeah, I think we're going to keep pumping down. It looks pretty simple to me. So when I first started futures, I used to be huge on IFVGs, and I realized if you take every IFVG presented to you, you're going to get absolutely slimed. So I stopped doing that, and I just waited for more confirmation. But IFVGs are still valid for some good confirmation. You know, if price decides to shoot down and break through this, it's a good sign we're going bearish. But for me, sometimes IFVGs are so aggressive that you don't even get an entry. So what do we do? Okay. Okay. Now, there's two ways of approaching this. There is the classic IFVG has been filled. Entry on the close of the IFVG. Always wait for the candle to close. Okay, I know for a fact because I did it. I would see the candle blow through the IFVG and I'd enter, and there's 5 seconds left, and it's completely wicked and rejected it and just shot back up another 30 points. Wait for the candle bodies to close. Wait for that confirmation. Save yourself the hassle of losing. You know. So you could take that entry. What other entries would I maybe take? Well, I've got to look at the 30 second. Interesting. Little 30-second order block here. But also a fair value gap above it. I, for one, wouldn't mind just taking an IFVG entry, but let's just, for the sake of trying to teach you guys how to get higher trades, attempt to do this. Okay. Rejection block. Rejection block that actually blew through our previous zone. How do I get rid of this? There we go. Tap into our rejection block. This is where I would enter. Second candle into the rejection block, showing also a rejection. So let us get rid of this. Press sell. Adjust everything accordingly. I'm probably going to put it the high. 13 point stop loss is still really nothing, you know. Let's not be crazy here. Bunch of low resistance liquidity. So you see how I went from a 1 to 2.2 to now a 1.4 R. And remember, I did actually just, I didn't get to look at this properly, so hold on a minute. It's just glitching like crazy. No, I don't want to leave the current replay. Sorry about that. So yeah, I put it at the high. I'm going to take the 1 to 4. SL, it's not going to be $800. TP is not going to be 3.4, but for this, who gives a fuck? Anyway, let's see how it pans out. There we go. Jesus Christ. See? Okay. What can we take away from this? My rejection block got invalidated. It gave us our entry, but it got invalidated. Does that mean it was garbage, an idea? No. Did we have smart stop loss placement? Yes. Okay. We got an entry that gave us good R, plus a smart stop loss. Because if our trade idea is right, whether it's IFVG, rejection block, order block, fair value gap, whatever entry model you could possibly imagine, if our trade idea is right and our timing's right, it shouldn't break above that main high. So push down, and there you go, 1 to 4R. Okay, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you're starting to get the hang of it. High time frame, fair value gap, order block. We also, if I maybe look on the 5 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute. The candle doesn't look that clean. There we go. Nice. Sweep. So liquidity in the zone. Took these highs. Took that high. Good sweep. And now I'd like to explain something called open high, low close, which I didn't use till about a week ago. It's really changed the game for me. Here you can see I trade basically off opens of 5 to hours to 15-minute candles. Okay? We swept liquidity into our area. We rejected it. I think we're on the 3 minute rejection block. Well, I guess I could have just marked that. I don't know why I didn't. Why does the 5 minute candle inevitably push down but create that wick? These 5, 15 and hourly candles, they've got to create their wick, their sweep. They're getting more into premium before selling off. Okay? So we want to catch our trade in the wick and ride the trade into the body. Okay? You want your entries here, maybe here. This is where you're going to get the best entries, highest R, most volume. Look on the 15. Like you see. Sorry. Wick in. Next 15. Makes a tiny wick. But we had good volume. It was all there. This for me would have been a great trade. Would love to take that. I probably did. Take that at some point. But yeah. Liquidity targets. Bunch of low resting. Where would I have gone BE? I would have gone break even here. Where would I have trailed profits? Trail profits is a difficult one on this because the trade didn't last long. Here? Yeah, I don't expect it to come back up to that level. Yeah, trail profits I probably would have taken on this 2 minute top of this fair value gap. If your trade idea is right with the right volume price action, you don't expect it to come in validating higher time frame fair value gaps. And I know it's weird calling 2 minute the higher time frame, but when you're trading on the 15, 30, 45, 10, even 5 seconds sometimes to clock movements, 2, 5, 10 and 15 do feel like a higher time frame because that's your whole move that's happening in those few minutes. So yeah, that's a kind of a peek into my strategy. Now I can delve a bit deeper. It's already been about 30 minutes. Now maybe we can talk about actually being funded, what it's like, next steps. So I'm funded on a 50k account. I don't know if I mentioned previously, but I'm about 3 trading days off, winning days, from having a max payout from Alpha Futures, 0 account. Past the evaluation of 4 trades. Live phase. How did I handle the live phase? First of all, I was extremely excited. extremely excited, also really scared. Okay? Do not let that excitement like fade your eyes over and glaze over the fact that like, yeah, take the moment. I sent my past evaluation certificate to my mum, my girlfriend, my dad. I was through the roof. I was ecstatic. Okay, I soaked up the moment and then I took a deep breath and I was right. This is the times I've prayed for. This is the times I've been excited for. Let's take a deep breath and handle this like a professional. Because at the end of the day, we're all here day trading, futures, forex, because we want it to be our jobs. We don't want, I've never really, I can't think of any career that I would really love to do for my whole life. But futures and trading has always sparked an interest. I love getting up and going on the charts. I love seeing how I could have traded better. I love seeing how I could have managed risk better, take profits, why I should or shouldn't have traded those market conditions. I love it. I love the whole thing, every bit of it. I even like losing sometimes because it teaches you more than winning can, by far. But yeah, next coming week, I took a deep breath, took a few losses. I crashed out. I have a whiteboard here that you guys can't see, but I had written all my winning days. All great. I had about 9 winning days, but that doesn't matter because I had 2 days where I hit max daily loss, which is extremely detrimental to your account. It basically sets you back about a year. Not really, sets you back about a week. And yeah, took my losses. And then I really sat down and I thought, what am I comfortable losing on this account per day? I thought, you know what? 400's a great figure. If I'm $400 down in a day, that's a 1 to 2. Because each trade I'm risking $200. I will risk $200 on my first trade. If I lose my first trade, I'll then risk $150. So I'm actually risking $350 a day. And I'm comfortable with that. That's peanuts. That's nothing. You can make that back so quickly. It doesn't matter in the slightest. So I thought what I'm comfortable losing, how many trades I'm comfortable taking. 2 for me is the golden area. If I win on my first trade, manual log out, I'm done for the day. Lose my first one, I step back. I even go on the higher time frame. I reevaluate. I think, all right, should I be trading this? Are we just consolidating? Have I waited for a sweep? Am I going to be patient enough to wait for a sweep? And then I'll re-enter. I lose, I'm done for the day. I don't care. I go and get on with my life. I don't dwell on it. I don't get sad. I get sad if I crash out and take a max daily loss. That messes with my psychology, but I don't do that anymore. I'm hoping for the foreseeable future I don't do it either. Okay? So essentially take an amount you're comfortable losing. Then being content with winning is the next huge thing. There was days where I'd be up $500-600 and I was like, I wasn't satisfied. Why? Why are you not satisfied? It's a winning day. It's 1% of your account. You stack that across 5 days and you can get a max payout. Why are you being greedy? Because it's natural for us to want more. We want more. Let's say you have a soft take profit, and the soft take profit means you don't actually set a limit to take you out. We're just gonna, I've had it before where it's gone to my take profit, gone to my liquidity, my draw, and I should exit. I don't do it. Why? Because it's greed. Okay, don't let greed get in the way of the bigger picture. Trading is not one hit wonders, it's consistency over weeks, months, years. That's what's going to keep us in the game. So, be content with winning. A winning day is a winning day. Doesn't matter how big it is. 1 step closer to a payout. Good on you. Keep thriving. Keep thriving. You want bigger winning days? As long as it aligns with your A+ setup, as long as it aligns with your rules, you go for it. Just keep that consistency score good, because my consistency was a bit messed up a few days ago because I banged like 1 trade for like 1.5K, and my next trade was like $200. That was stupid of me. I got a bit trigger happy with the contracts. But yeah, what else? So content with losing, content with winning. Over trading. Oh my god. There was one day I sent a screenshot to a friend of mine. I maybe had like 40 buy and sell symbols. My screen was covered in arrows. It was disgusting. I was just gambling at that point because I couldn't hack a loss. If you expect never to lose in trading, that is ridiculous. Everyone loses. Everyone. Just go on your favorite trader's page, okay, sift through the wins that are meant to hook you onto their account, and you will find losses when they're being honest. Okay, if they lose, you're going to lose. Everyone loses. There's no such thing as a 100% win rate. Make sure your losses are good losses where you followed your plan, followed your risk. That's a good loss. If your losses are from gambling, over trading, revenge trading, you know, call yourself out on it. Write it down. Write down how you're feeling. Come back the next day, a new man. Next week, it's a fresh trading week. Who cares? Get it. Now, once you've got all that on lock, consistent winning days, your psychology is good. How do I go from one account to multiple? Now, I'm speaking on this as someone with one account, but the friend who taught me trading is extremely knowledgeable. He's basically giving me the rundown. Scaling. Get a payout. Use your payout money. Show yourself the money from trading is real. When he told that to me, it was like, okay, yeah, I need to see that this is real, it's tangible, I can use it. Go treat yourself. Do not go and buy 5 evals, copy trade, and now have the pressure of 10x the capital, 5x the capital. That's ridiculous. You think it's bad when you lose on one account? What about when you lose on 5? You're just going to crash out. And the aim of the game is to stay in this. You do not want to have such a psychologically tough time that you quit trading, because most of us quit before we really get good at most things. Honestly, I grew up playing rugby. I started late. I started at 16. I was by far good. I was tiny. I was weak. I was scared every single training session. You know, guys were much bigger than me. And only through going when I didn't want to go, putting myself through like, you know, eating a bunch, gymming a bunch. You know, I never liked eating a bunch. I know that's quite rare to the people that know me, but I had a small appetite. I didn't like the gym, but it really pissed me off that I wasn't good at something. I always wanted to be good at sport. That's another thing. And I stuck to it. I stuck to it. I stuck to it. You know, some people nowadays might still not see me as a good player, but I know I went from playing second team for a Colts squad, which is not hard to get first team, to I was one of the youngest in an under 20s county squad. You know, I was playing with older people, I was playing against good counties, and I was one of the better players. That only comes through consistency and not putting myself. But how do I link this back to trading? It took me time to build up the courage to go to those county trials. It took me time to build up courage to try and get my college's first team. You should take time to build up the courage and scale to a big portfolio. Okay, we all want the nice car, we all want the nice clothes, the nice vacations, the freedom, but you over exaggerate the need for more accounts and higher capital. You're going to screw up your psychology, maybe permanently take you out of the game. You just lost out on something that could have been your life. So what I'd say is, for every payout you get after your first and second, or just first, add an account. Get a payout, add an account. Get a payout, add an account. Get a payout, add an account. Slowly but surely, you're building it up. Before you know it, you're dabbling with more capital than you could have ever imagined, and you're making 550k accounts with a max payout of £1,500. Let's say you're on a 2 payout a month average, which is pretty realistic. You know, 10 winning days across the whole month. You're looking at 11,000 GBP a month. 10k a month is most of our lifetime goals. It's personally my lifetime goal. I said to my parents years ago when I started trading, I'm going to make 10k a month one day. And my dad said, I'll be extremely proud if you ever did that. That will be matching how much I made in the prime of my career. If you can make that from your bedroom, that's extraordinary. My goal in life is I want to far surpass that, but get that first milestone. I have it written on my board. I have passed 150k, I've ticked it. Past 2, haven't ticked it. Max allocation, first payout, 5k month, 10k month, 20k month. Max allocation of another firm. Buy one of dream cars. I've got multiple. 100k savings, and in big letters, last bullet point, never give up. Trading is so easy to get put off and give up. I know maybe 50 people that started trading. I know about 10 that are still doing it, and I know about 5 that are profitable. It's really like, you know, for every this amount that does it, this amount succeed. Could all of them have technically done it? No. Could a good amount have done it? Yes. Patience is not easy. Learning a new skill is not easy. When I first saw a chart, I thought, well, like, what on earth is going on? It's like an alien language. It's like learning a new language. But I'm telling you now, the more you put in with this, the more you get out. I have spent maybe 200 plus hours learning to trade, 300 plus hours. Okay? There were times I didn't know what I was looking at, but I did not close that chart. I sat there till I understood it. I read up. I watched videos. This friend that taught me how to trade, I nagged him. I harassed him pretty much, trying to learn more and more and more. I'm sure I made him so sick of it at that point. I could not get enough. Okay? This is what I thought, you know what? I'm going to be a trader. This is what I want to be good at in life. I'm not going to stop till I've got that. And now with futures, it seems like that's going to be the reality, because I'm not going to quit till I've achieved it. I've proved that I can do it. My first payout on Alpha got denied because I traded about 2 minutes, 1 minute 50 after a news event by accident. Fair enough, makes you ineligible. But in total, I've got like 11 winning days. I've got 11 winning days. So I'm proving I can get payouts week on week, which is good. But I would never have got to this point if I didn't go through the hard nights of thinking this isn't for me. I can't do this, feeling bad for myself. Okay? You're not going to understand everything. And watching endless YouTube isn't always going to help because people's ideas conflict. Everyone has their own strategies. Some people use ICT, some people use order flow, some people use whatever, breakouts. Okay? Everything works, everything interlinks. There are people that are ICT traders, order flow traders, and breakout traders that will all take the same trade, but none of them name the same confluence they got to get into it. Why? Because every idea pans to the same thing. Everything works. There are support and resistance traders that are probably millionaires. And that's literally line here, price goes here, enter. Price goes here, sell. And they're banking more than me and anyone in my bloodline. Crazy, right? But it's better, in my opinion, to probably go with a more data-backed strategy like SMC. So learn the strategy. Best thing you can do. Takeaways from this video. Watch it. I'm trying to be real with you guys. I'm no trading expert, but I'm on the path to being considered a good trader. Data-backed strategy. Once you've got the hang of it, go on the chart, mark them out. You learn what order blocks are, go on the chart, mark out 20. Make it real in your head. That's an order block. That's an order block. Why is it an order block? Okay. You swept this, big push down, this. Okay. You learn about fair value gaps. Go mark out 20 fair value gaps. Okay. You learn basic market structure, changes of character, breaks of structure. Go mark them out. Go become familiar with them. It's like second nature when you look at the charts. Okay, eventually, I know it sounds crazy, you will get to a point where you don't need to mark charts out. I marked out for the video. I don't mark it out when I'm trading. I don't need to mark out lines. Okay, it will just become second nature. Then link everything together. Go into a day, not blind. Go into a day with everything laid out. Mark out your order block. From the order block, what happens? We come back. We tap the order block. We have a change of character. We maybe have our order block retapped on a lower time frame. Set your entry. It's already laid out for you, but now you're piecing together the puzzle. Do that. Do that for like a month. Okay? Then back testing, blind. Okay, you have no knowledge of what's going to happen. Be honest with yourself. Don't look at the charts beforehand. Okay, just then when I showed you that example, I did get a slight glimpse, but not enough to think, okay, it's not going to blow above my stop loss. I still didn't know. Okay? Do it blind. Go on the high time frame. Get your context. Directional bias. High time frame zones. Click, 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 click. Either taps or doesn't. Let's say it taps. Go to a low time frame entry models. Does it pan out? Yes, great. No. Why didn't it pan out? Was my stop loss too small? Was my stop loss badly placed? Did I not go break even? Did I not go break even at the actual first point of liquidity? Why was this trade not valid? Did it align with a 15-minute candles open, a 1 hour candles open? What time of day was it? Okay? You can't complain about a shit trade if you traded at like 8 o'clock at night. Okay? Timing's everything. You can't complain about getting swept. Your position getting swept if you enter a trade at 2:29 on NY Open when all the candles become double the volume and extremely spazzy. Okay? Get used to timings, when you should and shouldn't trade. Buy funded. You're probably going to blow it. Okay? You're going to think, my first funded, I'm going to pass it, I'm going to make a bunch of money. No, you won't. Buy it, trade it like you're a professional trader, like this is your job, blow it. What did you learn about yourself from that account? Honestly, what did you learn about yourself? You could have learned, I like overtrading. No, you don't like it, you do it. I revenge trade. I can't handle loss. I can't handle just one win. I over leverage. Too big of contract sizes. I'm trying to make quick money. I gamble. I press buy and sell with no narrative. Journal it. Write down your issues. Overcome them through weeks, months. Okay, I don't expect you to fix all your problems tomorrow. Okay, just work towards it. Tell yourself, next time I step on this laptop, I'm not going to do this. Okay, you do that every day, you're on the path to becoming a great trader. The fact that you're even, to the fucking two of you that are going to watch this video, the fact that you're even watching videos on trading, great first step. I commend you. Okay, now you've got the hard part. You've got taming this monster. This is a hard thing. Okay, do your due diligence, learn, be honest with yourself. Okay, what am I bad at? What am I good at? If there's concepts you don't understand, go learn them. I still to this day do not implement SMTs in my trading. Why? I don't know. I think I've just been lazy. I need to go learn them. That's on my checklist. I need to go learn SMTs and implement them in my trading. Another Confluence. Okay, but do not drown in content. Do not have a mixture of ICT, SMC, order flow, and like strategy, and it's all in one, and you're terrible at all. Just get good at one, because everything aligns at the end of the day. But yeah, first trading video, a bit of a yap sesh, but I'm just trying to get the point across. I feel like first videos and channels always should be a bit more real. But yeah, just from someone who's had a lot of exposure to trading, who didn't do so well at a certain avenue of trading Forex, who's now found one that clicks with him and he's starting to excel, I thought it's good to put this out there to teach anyone that's trying to get into trading. But yeah, it's not a get rich quick thing. It is, think of it as the equivalent of university. It takes you 2 to 3 years to potentially learn trading to a very good standard, and you make money from it. It's not too good to be true. You go to university for 2 to 3 years, 3 or 4 years. Sorry, got cold. And you get a degree and you get a job with it. So why can't you learn trading for 2 to 3 years? Start banking every month, making the income you want to make, and that be your job. There's no reason it can't be. Like this is all, it's not too good to be true. You know, the number one thing I hear from my friends that know that I do this is, yeah, too good to be true. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I've taken years to learn this skill. Why would it be too good to be true? Is there anything else? Yes, you can make ridiculous amounts of money so quickly with this. That's why we got interested. That's why we took interest in the first place. And for those that stuck to it and let that interest and their discipline drive them to the point of profitability, they're now having the fruits of that. They're having the enjoyment. And trading never changes. Is day trading boring? Slightly. Sometimes it's the same thing day in, day out. Am I upset though when it's 3 o'clock and I've made £1,000 and it's sunny outside and I go outside and I'm not at a desk and I don't have to ask when to eat lunch or go to the bathroom? Not at all. I'm extremely happy that this is what I'm chasing and this is what it's going to be. So strive for that better future because you have it in you. Okay, it's not gimmicky. Don't join some Telegram group. You want a mentorship? Go find a good mentorship by all means. I joined a mentorship when I was 17. Spent 200 quid on it. Guy taught me a lot. He taught me great things. He taught me real smart money concepts trading. That set me on the right path. So believe in yourself, journal your trades, make sure what you're doing is data driven, like actual makes sense, not just flukes in the market and oh yeah, but this happened, and then it flew. Make sure it went up or down aligned with your strategy. Okay, you do not want to be the guy that makes money for 1 month and then no money for 6 months and then quit day trading because it just wasn't for him. You don't want that. So yeah, it's a good video. First on YouTube, great yap sesh, 2 trades shown. Hope anyone that watches this enjoys. And that is me. Till next time.